She's a scammer of old ladies. Uncle isn't worried about snatching her phone, only about clues Littleya might leave after eliminating her target. This concerns both her safety and her family's survival. Littleya can only use this to flush out Lewis. Despite risks, she's all in to avenge her parents. Tough outside, Littleya hides her pain inside. So when free, she's with her dogs. Meanwhile, Ross searches for leads when the janitor says that's a Colombian Catholic orchid. But when Ross tries to investigate, the CIA stops him. A few days later, Littleya starts her mission. She sneaks into the chubby guy's estate through the shark tank, fixes a silencer on her gun, but when she slips into the room, she spots 4 models on the bed and has to pivot her strategy. Soon, the big guy jolts awake. Seeing the graffiti on her, she's horrified. In the hallway, she finds all guards off duty. She picks up a weapon and saunters toward the courtyard in slow motion, unaware Littleya has waited impatiently. No waste of words. One shot hits her knee, another sends her into the shark tank. The sharks swim over, scenting blood. This time, Littleya drops the orchid completely, and this tiny move lands her in a heap of trouble. Meanwhile, Ross finally tracks down the CIA head honcho, but when she asks for the investigative data, Charlie just shuts her down with classified. Realizing how serious it is, she hastily contacts Mark, Lewis' aide, to eliminate the target, while Littleya, unaware, arrives at her boyfriend's as usual. Maybe she's too tired. This time she oversleeps. Meanwhile, her boyfriend secretly snaps a cute pic of her while she's sneezing. Hearing the sound, Littleya jumps up in a hurry. She skips breakfast as the day she meets Uncle. On reaching the bookstore, Uncle angrily tosses a newspaper. Littleya's clue led to 8 deaths by Mark, yet she's unfazed, eager for them to slip up. Uncle's furious, tells Littleya to halt missions, hoping to snap her out before Mark's pursuit. Then he hands her a photo, reminding her that she's the only hope for the entire family. Staring at a childhood pic with her parents, Littleya can't help but break down into tears. Did I really mess up? She wonders. Little does she know, a much larger danger is creeping in. Her boyfriend Danny is showing off her photo while chatting with his buddies. But just as she steps out, his friend, trying to be helpful, sends Littleya's photo to his cop friend. They want to investigate her background. After uploading the data, Ross quickly matches it with Littleya's police records. Then through tracking, they pinpoint the rogue cop's location and follow the trail to Dana's phone. Meanwhile, after crying all day, Littleya calls Danny for comfort, but Ross picks it up, tracking her. Hearing she's watched, Littleya feels a chill run down her spine. She rushes to check the surveillance and sees a swarm of SWAT teams gathering downstairs. Realizing things are getting dicey, Littleya quickly grabs keys, retrieves a gun, flips the bathroom switch for her bird's freedom. Before the SWAT can bust in, she sneakily darts up to the 6th floor and pulls out a spare key to unlock the apartment shed. The guy with the beard doesn't even have a second to react before she takes him down, then she quickly heads to the bathroom. She pulls out her hidden weapon. Ross arrives, detects fog inside, thinking someone's showering. Then she orders her goons to install a bomb on the door, while Littleya plants explosives on the wall. Just as the upper floor, Littleya immediately detonates them, as the blast drowns out noise everywhere. The explosion here goes unnoticed, and she swiftly slides down to the basement level using a rope, then crawls out through the vent and shoots down the surveillance camera. Seeing the monitors broken, all the officers rush toward the exit, completely clueless that this is all part of her plan. Just before they arrive, Littleya enters the subway from another vent, rushes to Uncle's, and spots a smouldering cigar inside. Instinctively, she draws her gun and creeps upstairs, only to burst into tears. Her uncle's dead at Mark's hands. It's not until this moment she realizes the depth of her mistakes, feelings of regret flooding in. To find Lewis' whereabouts, she sneakily breaks into Ross' home. Forced onto a bomb-laden chair, Xiaoya confesses all. Yet Ross claims she has no access to Lewis' data. But Littleya doesn't care about protocol. She threatens Ross with her family photo, and in sheer desperation, Ross reluctantly agrees. After overcoming obstacles, she finally meets Charlie. But Charlie brushes her off and even gives her the boot. Just as Ross is about to leave, her phone goes off. It's Littleya calling to tell her to pass a message to Charlie. If you don't spill the beans, get ready for peanut trouble. As she feels a red dot on her, Charlie turns to the window nervously. Then she boldly remarks, a 57 AP round couldn't penetrate. Seeing Charlie's cockiness, Littleya pulls the trigger. As the picture frame shatters, Charlie loses all her bravado and spills the address. After getting Lewis' hideout, Littleya quickly arms herself with weapons and her hook, ready to battle Lewis. Having received intel, Lewis discusses defensive strategies with his team. Just then, a rocket flies into the estate, hitting its target perfectly. The whole place is blown to smithereens, leaving Lewis dizzy, and Mark decides to send his men to pick up Lewis. But before their horns even reach the entrance, Littleya comes barreling in. Littleya opens fire at them with her submachine gun, but unfortunately she gets hit in the crossfire. She gets shot below. Seeing the situation getting desperate, Lewis jumps into a secret room while Mark leads the charge. But as soon as they pass through the hall, a hail of bullets rains down from below, completely breaking their formation, and Mark gets pinned down, seizing the moment to take a bold stand.